Tyler County. I'm Trudy Smith, and
Branch.
we are. I'm the livestock ambassador leader, and Haley is one of our 2020 ambassadors for this year. She's going to help us explain what we need to do to get your goats fit and ready to go for the county fair. What do you want to do first, Haley?
We're going to start with clipping our goat, and you don't want to shave past about right here, so you can blend it when it's show day. So we usually shave our goats about a week before the fair, so it can get a little regrowth. So you just now that you've clipped your goat, you want to condition them with conditioning spray to put everything that you've taken out back into their hide. And that's it. And then you also want to put a blanket on them because we clipped them so short, and if they don't have shade in their pen, it's a good idea to put a blanket on them so they don't sunburn, so they're not bright red when you go into the show ring. So one thing you want to make sure is you shave their head, and then you leave the tail so you can put it back in. And one thing is you clip part of their tail so it looks even and it looks better. So for getting ready for your show day, you want to fluff up your goat's legs, and we use medium adhesive because it's pretty forgiving. If you make a mistake, you can just comb it out and restart. Then we have sheep and goat whitening powder. This makes their legs a little bit whiter, especially if they have stains in them. You can't really wash them out, and this helps. We use Flare to make them look better and get all the adhesive out of their legs after your show. Then you have a Pro Enhancer. It helps with.
It will help build. It helps build the leg hair and makes it look like there's maybe a little bit more in there.
And then Hocus Pocus does the same as Flare. It takes your adhesive out and all your show sprays out after your show. And then we have a rotary brush. It hooks up to a drill and helps fluff up your leg hair. And so does this brush. Okay, before your show day, you want to kind of train your leg hair to kind of grow upward. And what we do is we usually rinse it off and then spray with conditioning spray, and then take a brush and kind of comb it upward, and then we'll blow dry it. But for time's sake, we didn't get his legs wet and condition them. So at show day, you want to use adhesive and work your way up from his toes. And then the back of their leg right here is not, it grows up already, so you kind of want to bring it down with the brush. And flare it out a little bit. But then the rest of the leg, you want to come up. You do the front leg, and it's basically the same thing that you do in the back leg, but you don't, their back of their leg, of their front leg, they don't have their hair that grows up, so you just kind of do the same stuff that you did on the back leg. Yeah.
Okay, so like Haley explained, pulling all the hair up and trying to get it all blend in. And then we're gonna go into some fun products that we like to use. Pro Enhancer, if you have a goat that maybe doesn't have as much hair on him as you would like him to have, this Pro Enhancer, once you get the leg pulled up and into place, we can add it. And what it's going to do is just kind of help you achieve a fuller hair look on that leg. And it goes the same for the front or the back, whichever it is. And we really want them to dry in between, have drying times in between them. And it's just going to kind of give you that enhanced look. You have to be careful with it, especially on a goat. It likes to try to gum up on you, so just use as little as you can possible if you choose to use that. And then Haley spoke about using a white powder if you have some stains or you need to try to blend in some of these adhesives. And we're just going to lightly put that powder in. Now on the market, you're gonna have a white paint and you're gonna have a powder. For the goats, getting it to blend into their hair, you for sure wanna use a powder. We get asked all the time, can I use this powder on the body of the goat? You can, but you need to make sure that you let this product dry. And then basically what it's going to do is you can rub it in, and it just kind of helps if you have some spots. Once it dries in, rub it in just like a baby powder, and it will help with any blemishes there as well. Flare we like to use right before we go into the show ring. It's just an oil, and it just kind of gives a little bit of a shine to the entire goat and makes that goat soft before you go into the show ring. As we get into fitting this back leg, we want to look for our highs and lows, and we want to be able to blend this in, and that's why we left some of these, this hair up top here, is we're going to get into coming down and blending this hair in to that hock. Basically, we're wanting to try to make this leg look as big and full as we can possibly get it. Right now I'm using a medium blending blade, especially for kids that are just starting out. This blade's pretty forgiving. It won't cut the youth, and it won't cut the animal. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox for blending. On a goat's hair, you might have to turn and go up to get that to blend. And you can even back drag it. Down into that hop. Now for me, when I get into the leg, I want to switch to my super blocking blade. This is a really, really sharp blade. I don't recommend it for younger youth, but for me to be able to get these hairs and just snip them, it just makes it easier for me. And it also cuts through those adhesives a little easier. And that's the back leg. Okay, so for the tail of these goats, I've gone back to my medium blending blade. Essentially, we want to make the end of this tail look like it's a paintbrush. So we're just going to come across the end of that. If you feel like you want to round it off, if you've got a little piece sticking out, you can. But essentially, it's just going to be a blunt end there. Then we're going to come up the side, find the tip of the tail. So that's his tip, and the hair's out, I don't know, maybe about an inch. We want to find the tip of that tail and come up maybe half an inch. And we're going to fan it up the side. And underneath, we're going to go right down to the skin on there and kind of clean it up the side. And then to the top, we're just going to come across the top and just kind of flatten it out. And if we need to blend it in right there, we can turn the clippers over and just kind of back drag and blend that in. And that's the tail.